Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The ministerial meeting, the road to universal health coverage in the Eastern Mediterranean region, starts in Salalah with the participation of 22 countries. A decision regarding leave for the Holy Prophet's, peace be upon him, Hijrah anniversary is issued for the public and private sectors. A memorandum of understanding is signed to use the drones and artificial intelligence to serve the Million Date Palm Tree project. And Minister of Oil and Gas expects oil prices to reach $80 per barrel this year. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency Paul Biya, President of Cameroon, in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his country's National Day. His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal al-Busaidi, Minister of Diwan of Royal Court, Chairman of the Civil Service Council, issued a decision regarding the leave for the Holy Prophet's Hijrah anniversary, peace be upon him. It said the first day of Muharram 1440 Hijrah will be an official leave for the employees of the ministries, public authorities and other departments of the state's administrative apparatus, as Muharram crescent sighting will be declared by the authorities concerned. Meanwhile, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser al-Bakri, Minister of Manpower, also issued a decision regarding the leave for the Holy Prophet's Hijrah anniversary, peace be upon him. Accordingly, the first day of Muharram 1440 Hijrah will be an official holiday for the employees and the private sector companies and establishments. The decision allows employers and employees to agree on compensating the holiday if necessity arises. All employees of the public and private sectors seize this precious occasion to forward to His Majesty Sultan Qaboos greetings and best wishes, praying to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty and endow him with good health, happiness, long life, and for the Omani people and all Muslims with welfare, blessings, and good Amen. His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, presided over today in Salalah the ministerial meeting, the road to universal health coverage in the Eastern Mediterranean region. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai.
The opening ceremony for the WHO ministerial meeting under the title The Road to Universal Health Coverage in the Eastern Mediterranean region, hosted by the Sultanate of Oman, is being held this evening amid presence of higher level of officials, including ministers of health from 22 countries of Eastern Mediterranean region, the officials of WHO, representatives of international bodies and associations and United Nations agencies. Dr. Ahmed Al-Mandhari, WHO Regional Director for Eastern Mediterranean region, stated in his speech that we are gathered here today to pave the way for key priority in our regional roadmap and ensure the fulfillment of member states in 2030 agenda for sustainable development. Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Saidi, Minister of Health, stressed that achieving the universal health coverage is one of the key targets of the third goal of the Sustainable Development Goals. Universal health coverage means that all can have access to the promotive, curative, rehabilitative and palliative health services without any financial hardship. He also addressed that universal health coverage is not only about ensuring a minimum package of health services, but also about ensuring a progressive expansion of coverage of health services as more resources become available. The universal health coverage is a critical component of sustainable development and poverty reduction and a key element of any effort to reduce social inequities. Universal coverage is the hallmark of a government's commitment to improve the well-being of all its citizens. The universal health coverage is firmly based on the WHO Constitution of 1948, declaring health a fundamental human right, and on the Health for All agenda set by the Alma Ata Declaration in 1978. Equity is paramount. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Salalah, Governorate of the Far.
Our colleague Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai from Salalah has more to report related to the declaration that has just been announced.
Yes,
Hi,
Dalia, hello, good evening, Dalia.
How are you?
Good evening to you and to our viewers.
Thank you.
Yes, Dalia. As we are speaking, the activities of this important conference on universal health coverage is going on. It has just been reported that Oman has been designated as WHO Collaborating Center for Quality and Patient Safety. The Sultanate of Oman has been designated today as the World Health Organization WHO Collaborating Center for Quality and Patient Safety. The center shall have representatives from all the health sectors in the Sultanate and shall be placed in the Ministry of Health, represented by the Director General of Quality Assurance Center.
That's great news,
This was
Abdullah.
announced, of course, by Dr. Ahmed bin Salim al-Mandari, WHO Regional Director for Eastern Mediterranean region, during his speech during the opening, of course, ceremony of the ministerial meeting, the road to the universal health coverage in the Eastern Mediterranean region. In this regard, Dr. Ahmed said that the Sultanate of Oman has made a significant progress in the field of quality and patient safety over the past decade. There has been continuous collaboration with the WHO Regional Office for the Eastern Mediterranean and with WHO headquarters, especially in developing and implementing patient safety tools. Yes, to you back, Dalia.
Thank you, Abdullah, so much for briefing us with the update. It's great news. Thank you. Reviewing bilateral relations between the Sultanate and Japan, top discussions of His Excellency Major General Sultan bin Mohammed al-Nu'mani, Minister of Royal Office, with His Excellency Kentaro Sonwara, Special Advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister, and his accompanying delegation, which currently visit the Sultanate. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial talks, reviewing good historical relations, march that connect both sides in all fields, in addition to developing them to achieve common interests of both countries, and discussed a number of matters of mutual concern. Discussing cooperation fields existing between the Sultanate and Japan, top discussions of His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Saud bin Harib al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs, with His Excellency Kentaro Sonwara, Special Advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister, while receiving him at his office in Beit el-Falash camp. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial talks and reviewed matters of common concern. The Royal Army of Oman conducted the tactical exercise with live ammunition Shield 23. The officer candidates carried out the exercise with efficiency according to the plan set by various military installations such as the Royal Army of Oman, the Royal Air Force of Oman, and engineering services from the Ministry of Defense. The activity was presided over by General Amr bin Salim al-Amri, Commander of Sultan Special Forces. The Diwan of the Royal Court signed today a memorandum of understanding with Oman Technology Fund to use the drones and artificial intelligence to serve the Million Date Palm Tree project. Horizon Robotics and Modern Innovation Land will collect data and turn it into executable information, which will contribute to the knowledge of many technical data related to the project, including the diagnosis of diseases and pests that affect the date palm and writing reports about them. The project will provide data analysis, imaging, and aerial survey services for early detection and treatment of diseases and epidemics of the plant, the Million Date Palm Tree Project. His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masoud al-Sinadi, Minister of Commerce and Industry, presided over the signing ceremony. During the inauguration of Heavy Oil Congress, an exhibition that was organized by the Ministry of Oil and Gas in collaboration with PDO, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed bin Hamad al-Rumhi stated that oil prices are expected to remain between 70 to 80 US dollars per barrel during this year. His Excellency also stated that some OPEC and non-OPEC countries were struggling to maintain the quota they were giving, with exception to KSA and UAE and Kuwait, which have the capacity to produce more. The conference attracted a number of local and international experts and specialists and was attended by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Minister of Oil of the Kingdom of Bahrain. Within the framework of efforts exerted to enhance the national preparedness, a workshop was held today on crisis and emergency cases management that targets medical response and general health sector, with the attendance of the representatives of bodies concerned. The two-day workshop aims to acquaint the participants with the challenges facing decision makers in dealing with emergency cases, while taking into consideration the British experience in this field. A 3-year training program was organized in this regard, which includes various workshops for subcommittees of civil defense in the governorates of the Sultanate. Still to come on News Bulletin. An Omani citizen showcased the history of Oman's ancient civilization through his own museum at Nazwa Fort. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Reviewing cooperation aspects in tourism field, top discussions of His Excellency Ahmed bin Nasser al-Mahrazi, Minister of Tourism, while receiving His Excellency Kentaro Sonara, Special Advisor to Japanese Prime Minister, and his accompanying delegation. During the meeting, they focused on Omani tourism strategy, horizons of investment in the Sultanate by benefiting from the Japanese experience in this framework, in addition to study possibility of signing a memorandum of understanding in the tourism field between both friendly countries. Sundance City and Remax International signed marketing and rental agreement for Sundance industrial units. Based on this agreement, Remax shall rent the city's various units, commercial and residential. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
Sandan Industrial City, Oman's first integrated light industries city, signed a marketing and rental agreement for its units with Remax International, one of the world's largest real estate renting and marketing networks.
It's the joint signing together with Remax itself. Remax, being an international real estate company, will bring in more wealth of experience and actually bring in more industrial players from overseas to come into Oman per se. What we are trying to do is, for Sandan itself, is to become a platform, for all international business, SMEs, as well as national business to develop in Oman per se. So we will become the hub for all this SME, going forward.
Sandan City aims to attract light industries, related enterprises and activities to Oman and beyond, including construction-related activities. The city also accommodates the largest showroom for used cars in Oman, in addition to facilities such as banks, money exchange, restaurants, and hypermarkets.
Sandan is the future, and it has set a benchmark when it comes to industrial and commercial sector real estate. Remax being one of the largest real estate companies in the world, in Oman our focus has been on strategic projects, working with partners that want to enhance the Oman economy. With Sandan, the level of service that will be provided, it will be the first fully integrated managed industrial park in Oman.
Sandan has previously announced that the delivery of units will start at the end of the fourth quarter of this year. Sandan Industrial City is considered the first of its kind in terms of integration of services and modern design. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh Bukhalfan al-Rahbi, South Al-Batina, Governorate.
His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser al-Bakri, Minister of Manpower, met with International Labour Organization delegation. During the meeting, they discussed aspects of continuous cooperation and coordination between the organization and various bodies in the Sultanate, namely the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and General Federation of Oman Trade Unions. The chairman of General Federation of Oman Trade Unions also met with the International Labour Organization delegation. During the meeting, they reviewed a number of topics related to mechanisms of enhancing existing partnership between the union and the organization in field of developing and qualifying Omani cadres. The Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, OCCI, stressed on its preparedness to develop the relations between the Chamber and International Labour Organization. This came during a meeting between OCCI and International Labour Organization delegation. It focused on the work ethics and ways to improve them to implement the National Work Program, which will work on developing skills required for the labour market. With an experiment first of its kind, citizen Jamal al-Kindi seeks to showcase the history of Oman's ancient civilization through his own museum in Nazwa Fort. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi has more details on the following report. Enjoy.
Visitors to the historic Nizwa Fort will witness the history of Oman's ancient civilization at a close range. This is what Jamal al-Kindi seeks to achieve through his own museum, which he has recently established in the corridors of the fort, offering a rare experience to the tourists.
It is important that we use these pieces of artifacts to serve the Omani history through means of preservation, displaying them in the right way, and providing accurate information about each item.
At the beginning, it was a hobby, but gradually developed until he was able to collect thousands of items and artifacts, some of which are rare and can only be found in this museum, thus recording an evident contribution in preserving the ancient Omani heritage.
It has an old and ancient printers that the Omanis used to use and the ways of printing. Also, it has an ancient coins and money that people used to use, like almost 7,000 years old.
The museum has several corners displaying copper pieces dating back to Majan civilization and weapons of stone and bronze dating back to some 7,000 years. It also includes rare coins and pieces of pottery and porcelain. In addition to being the first historic landmark to be operated by the private sector, Nizwa Fort has opened its doors to a private museum owner to display his collections to the visitors in an experience that will not only enrich tourism, but will also revive the deep-rooted Omani civilization. From Nizwa Fort, صالح بخلفان الرحبي، الداخلية، Governorate.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the coasts of the Arabian Sea and the Sea of Oman. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate, and seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The ministerial meeting, the Road to Universal Health Coverage in the Eastern Mediterranean region, starts in Salalah with the participation of 22 countries. A decision regarding leave for the Holy Prophet's, peace be upon him, Hijrah anniversary is issued for public and private sectors. A memorandum of understanding is signed to use the drones and artificial intelligence to serve the Million Day Palm Tree project. And Minister of Oil and Gas expects oil prices to reach $80 per barrel this year. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, thank you for watching and have a great night.